All right, welcome to another edition of the Wrestling Guy podcast. We just finished our signing with China, but I got a better guess right now.
A what?
Not a better, a better guess.
A better guess. Okay.
A better. What you think I said?
I thought I said we just had a wonderful time with China, but then I have a better guess than her. Like saying better than her. I'm like, we all love China. We have another great guest here too.
We have another great guess.
All right.
I said a better guess.
Well, great. It's better than great.
Oh, whatever.
Let me introduce better.
Cut to the point.
Who's better than Kenny?
Who's here? Who's the young man that we have in front of us?
Excuse me, Roxy. All right, we got.
Oh my goodness.
We got from UEW before he goes to and wrestles tonight. We got DannyLimelight.
All right.
Anybody's entourage right here. The entourage.
That's where you guys go. Ooh.
No.
None of that? It's alright.
None of that.
I'm not paying him enough for something, right? Yeah, I'm just messing with y'all.
So you got a big match today
Yes, I do.
with Max X.
Yes.
You guys have been talking a lot of crap to each other.
All over Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh my
so
goodness.
is there heat, or is it just to promote the show?
Just promote the show, man. It's a good kid.
All right, because you got on me about your graphic.
Yeah, he was kind of jealous about that thing, so, I mean, this guy over here hooking me up, didn't hook him up, you know. So.
And what's this guy's name?
I don't have a name.
He doesn't have
My name is
anonymous.
So you started off in New York,
Yes.
wrestling in New York?
No,
Or
never
just
wrestling.
here?
I started off here at SoCal Pro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, very good.
Yes.
So
I started training, actually tomorrow will be 1 year ago I started training.
Wow. So you've been here one full year, or?
I've been in California since 2012,
Wow.
but I've been wrestling for almost a year now.
Okay, but you're originally from New York.
Yes.
How do you like LA compared to New York?
I do not like California compared to New York.
You know what? It takes a time to adjust.
Yeah.
It takes about actually 2 years, and then you start getting comfortable. Barely, but, you know.
I think it's sort of similarities, like LA to New York, where I'm from in Brooklyn, but it's the food, man. The food here is not.
I've heard about that.
one thing that you can't get in New York that I know you can get here. Like you cannot get good, decent Mexican food back there.
I agree with you, but it's a good thing I don't even eat Mexican food.
I love Mexican food. It's the only thing I'm gonna miss when I go there.
A little bit of carne asada, that's about it. But
I can dig that.
I like Spanish, Puerto Rican, and pizza. So we get all that in New York.
Yeah.
And what, if you don't mind, we ask, what's your race background?
And Puerto Rican.
Ah, Boricua.
Puerto Rican.
Boricua.
Boricua, that's what I said.
Boricua. Huepa.
Boricua.
All
You said
that.
Boricua. Boricua.
Boricua.
Okay, now I'm going to
You gotta roll the
Oh
R.
my
You
God,
gotta
they
roll the
were
R.
killing this whole movie.
So I take it Ivelisse is your favorite female wrestler, right? From Lucha Underground? She's Puerto Rican.
Not my favorite female wrestler. But she's hot. She's hot.
Yeah, she's cute. She's cute. She's got the accent makes her cuter.
Yes.
So what made you come from New York over here to train? Why not train over there?
Well,
Is the school
actually,
different, or?
I am in the Marine Corps.
Oh, okay.
So I'm stationed over here in California, and I never knew how to get into wrestling. I didn't think I was big enough, you know. So when I found a school actually it's funny, I went on social media, and I found a school and stuff like that, and SoCal Pro, Encendido, I went over there, got with Jeff, who's the promoter booker, and it was easy. From there on, it was just, you know, he let me know where I had to be at what time, and then just train 3 days a week.
How do you, now have you gone back to visit family in New York? Or?
Yes, the last time I was actually home in April 2015 for my daughter's first birthday party.
Okay.
So we flew over there for about 20 days, enjoyed the family and time company, and came back.
Is your daughter here now with you?
Yes, she is.
I'm sure you love that better.
Yes.
You know who you remind me of a little bit? I'm sure you're part of the Cola, because you kind of remind me of, is it Maven?
Maven?
Was it from Tough Enough?
The first Tough Enough, really?
Yeah.
Really? That's the first comparison.
Oh, well, there you have it.
Boom, first one.
I'd slap him for that.
So he lost his like award in the U-Haul and all that too?
I did eliminate the Undertaker though, so.
I got that going
The
for
only
you.
thing you have going for you.
Got that going.
So how does your family like, I mean, you know, being out here? Well, your girlfriend,
My wife.
your wife?
Yes.
How does she like it when you moved, started training out here and Marine Corps out here?
Well,
she's
my wife's
out
also in
there?
the Marine Corps.
Oh.
So I met my wife out here in California. She's
Wow.
from Ontario.
Oh, okay.
So she's from around here somewhere.
Represent the 909.
Yeah, I know that. So
How
I
does she
met her.
like you wrestling and?
She at first she was all like scary about it, like, oh, you're gonna get hurt, and then she got adjusted to it. And then last week, you know, actually 2 weeks ago, I was wrestling with B-Boy, and it was some intense stuff happening there, and so she was a little nervous. She's like, I swear, if I go to one of your shows and you break something, that's the last show I'm going to, and I don't want none of this. And so she's okay with it. She's really supportive, but you know, so at the same point, she's like, you know, if you hurt yourself, then why I got to deal with a paraplegic and my baby? Like,
Two babies.
sounds like Miranda, you know.
It was just coming out of you
Yeah.
right there.
All right. So, what age did you decide this is what you wanted to do? Pursue?
Honestly,
And
last
what
year.
made you do it?
Last year, well, I was always into wrestling. I liked wrestling when I was younger, stuff like that. Kind of fell off when I joined the military and stuff like that. Started watching it because I had picked up the Rock's DVD from Target, and I was watching it. I put it in just, you know, to see some of his old matches before I even knew about the network because I hadn't watched wrestling in so long. And I'm watching the DVD with the Rock, and my daughter was sitting next to me. She just staring at the TV. I'm like, oh, you know, she likes it too. Whatever. She likes the action, whatever's going on. And I was like, how do I even, you know, get into this? Like, you know, my dream job was being an actor, and I wanted to be an actor, so I didn't know how to do that either. But when I looked online, I was like, you know, wrestling in, you know, in California, and then the first thing that popped up was SoCal Pro, and so I went, and from there it was history. So
That's pretty cool. So what are you looking forward to now? Who's like the guys that you want to see in the Indies right now?
guys I want to work with in the Indies, there's a long list.
Well, you got the main one, B-Boy.
Yeah,
already.
I got B-Boy in.
B-Boy is like one of the big chart names
Yeah.
out there,
Yes.
so you know.
That was an awesome match, man. I would say Cholo, Lil Cholo, Cisco from Lucha Underground, Big Duke, Johnny Yuma, he's just Yuma now,
Right.
Peter Avalon, Willie Mack, most of the big, you know, guys out there that's been doing this for a very long time.
Todd is also here too. If you look at it. Until this day, nobody has body style.
Really? Maybe
Hasn't
that
happened.
first one?
$1 challenge.
Body slam you? Yeah.
Notice he left the Butcher off the list too.
Oh, Tyler Bateman? I would love to work Tyler Bateman. You not like Tyler Bateman?
Well,
the
this
Butcher.
is the actual
Yeah, he's
Butcher.
actual
Oh,
butcher.
I was thinking of Tyler. I heard
Yeah,
Butcher, I
but-
think Tyler Bateman.
I'm the original Butcher. Tyler Bateman got the Butcher on the
Get your own fucking gimme.
That was by Abdullah the Butcher actually telling me that.
All right, so your favorite wrestler was The Rock.
The Rock.
I was a
absolutely.
Stone Cold guy. What about The Rock got your attention?
Man, it's just hearing the "if you smell" what The Rock. It's just the way he came out and he did all that. And he raised his hand up and everybody went nuts. And then when he got in the microphone, he was just talk and say he had the quickest comebacks I've ever seen. Like it was just his personality was just appealing to me. So
Yes.
But you know what? When it comes
Yeah.
to mics, when I saw it between The Rock and John Cena has an over on him.
I do not like John Cena.
What do you mean? He does the whole Marine thing.
He's not even a Marine. I mean, Randy Orton was a Marine for
Yeah, well,
what,
for
6
what,
months,
6
but
months?
still, I mean,
Technically, should he even be saluted? I mean, what the fuck?
you know,
I just show
hey,
respect, probably.
it's I mean, he is big. He does that whole support the troops thing, and so if you any support of the military.
So when The Rock wrestled John Cena, I'm
I was
guessing you were
yeah,
behind
for The Rock.
Wow, excuse me. I was gonna give you a John Cena figure today too.
Were you?
But you know what?
No one's buying them,
I
so.
want- So any John Cena figure.
But you know what? There's
want,
only one Rock, and the rest is all pure John Cena. So there's only one Rock up there.
There goes your.
The Rock holds his own.
There you go.
There goes your John Cena.
There's only one Rock.
Damn it! I missed out. I already re-gifted and gave it to my brother for Christmas.
I'll get your John
We're
Cena
stopping
figure. Don't
friends.
worry.
Like, give me this thing.
We won't be friends anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
No? So when you tell your mom and dad, hey, I'm gonna be a wrestler, what was their initial reaction?
Well, to be honest,
Or do they not know
when
yet?
I told them I wanted to be a Marine, the reaction was a little more crazy. But when I told them I wanted to be a wrestler, my dad, he was all for it. He was like, "Go ahead, go get it, man. Be the next champion." Blah blah.
Really?
Yeah, he was all about it. My mom. It took her a while to even watch a DVD. I would send the DVDs home to my dad. He'll watch all of them, and then he'll try to get her to watch it, and she'll give it a hard time. But little by little, she eased in because Mama Bear, that's how it is.
I'm surprised with them. So at the Marines, you went right after high school?
Right after high school, 17 years old.
Dang. So how is it? I mean,
I love it. I went to the Marine Corps, left boot camp. First duty station they sent me to Okinawa, Japan. So I was in Japan for 2 years.
wow.
And that was an amazing time. From there, I went to Thailand, Cambodia, Malaysia, Philippines, Australia. Had a blast. Came back here, and the Marine Corps has been really good to me. I'm a sergeant in the Marine Corps, so
Awesome.
It's
That's freaking awesome.
yeah,
bro.
it's getting a little more, people on your back and stuff like that. But it's awesome, man. I'm actually waiting to go be a drill instructor right now. So
Well, and he's stationed with
yep,
you,
that's
right?
my buddy. I met him in Japan. He's actually the godfather of my daughter.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've known him for 5 years now.
Let me ask you, could you stay through that and you guys might, and you go ahead and smack me if you want. You know what movie just came to mind?
Do it anyways.
Yeah. What's the one where the girl comes out saying, "Me so horny"?
Oh,
Full milk.
Full
Full
Metal
milk.
full jacket.
I don't know why that came to mind. Is it like that? I'm just curious.
Well, the
That
boot camp,
was
actually
That was in
the
Japan.
What part of the country was it?
it was in like
Vietnam.
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 Oh, that shit.
The
Yeah, like
the-
two
Never
buku. No brother. So brother, two buku.
They like that. Oh, they like that.
it was
Without getting in trouble.
the boot camp portion was similar, like something they did in the movie. The boot
Okay.
camp after boot camp in that movie, I don't know what the director or whoever was in charge did. There was like a part in the movie where the guy had a magazine in his gun and then he didn't have anything in there. He's shooting without a magazine. I had to turn the thing off. And then the bad guy in the end was a little girl sniping. I was like, come on, you lost it. But,
Hey, you guys gotta cover your ears for those things, okay? You guys aren't great.
They probably heard worse.
They probably have. They probably know more than we do.
yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Now that you've been to these countries,
Yes.
are you the same guys like someday want to go wrestle in Japan? Would that be kind of like your next?
That would be
experience?
awesome. You know, the funny thing was if I was in Japan and I knew there was, New Japan program, all I knew was WWE, WCW, ECW. If I knew there was stuff like that, I probably would have looked into it a lot sooner. Who knows where I would be now, 5 years later, So if I ever got a chance to go back over there, that'd be awesome.
Did you ever thought in your wildest days that you wanted to be a pro wrestler when you were younger, or
No.
you just?
It's funny because when we had moved from Brooklyn when we was a little older, I had to finish my senior year in high school in Long Island, and my parents moved to Long Island, so I finished high school because I got in a lot of trouble, and we had got a trampoline, and so I used to, me and a couple of my homies that were joining the Marine Corps as well, we watched wrestling and stuff like that. We would backyard wrestle. Whatever we seen on TV, we'd have ladders and aluminum foil pans and all this other trash. And my dad, he had built this little entranceway out of wood. And we would just come out there with recorders and we would, just wrestle. We would have our own names, our own finishers. And it was crazy, but I never would have thought, I would have been a pro wrestler. Because when I think of pro wrestling, I think of 6'2", 200-something pounds, and I'm barely 5'8". So.
Well, yeah, ahead of you.
How do you juggle your time between military and wrestling?
Well, I'm in the Marine Corps. I'm a youth sports coach. I coach year-round baseball, basketball, and soccer. And I got a daughter, and then there's wrestling and a wife. So, it's just time management.
That's a lot on your plate.
Time management. There's times where I'm like, I just want a 30-minute nap, and I'll restart. But I'll be up at 4:30 in the morning. I'll go PT. At lunch, I see if my wife has an hour or whatever. We go have lunch, get off lunch, back to work. I'm off by 4:30. I have to coach from 5 to 6. Then I got to drive to Escondido for training, come back and be a dad if my daughter's even up. So it's like the weekends is usually where I get a chance to really relax and watch movies with her and cartoons and stuff.
Now,
And take bookings.
And take bookings. Yeah, this whole month I've been.
Now you say you're 21 years old, right?
I'm 24 next month.
24. It's just amazing because remember when we had Daria Bernardo, and she was saying the same stuff, the stuff that she's experiencing when she's like from MMA, from wrestling, and then her private life and bartending and all that stuff. And she's 21. It's just amazing how much now the younger generations are putting so much on their plate now.
Kind of a way to step up, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, there's no excuses the way I look at it. Like a lot of people make a lot of excuses, but if you really want to go do something, if I could fit all this into a 24-hour day, there's no reason why nobody shouldn't have enough time or make enough time to go chase a dream or go. So,
Now the ultimate goal is, I'm guessing, to get to WWE.
Yes.
How many years do you see it happening? 6 months, a year, 2 years?
I don't know. I would just,
What's your goal?
in a year, I would like to at least have a tryout. Or at least get down there and try out. I was actually talking to Lil Cholo at the last show we had last week at SoCal Pro, and I was asking about Lucha Underground and stuff like that, and he was telling me how before he even got there, he was, taking long drives, going here, going there for cheap gigs that didn't really, pay as much until he finally made a name for himself. And now he's at that stage, and he's been doing it for years, so I could just, for me to sit here and say, oh, in 5 years I want to be in the WWE, I think that would be kind of a little arrogant to think that that's, but, I'm still in the Marine Corps, so, and I think I want to retire there. But if I was to get a tryout and I get a call saying they want me back, hopefully within 10 years, something like that.
Did you, by any chance, did the taping trial for Tough Enough?
I did not. I watched that on the network. I see some of the people submitting videos and stuff like that. But I didn't make a video, send it in, and I wanted to, But another thing was there was a guy in the Marine Corps who he had went to go be the next top fighter in MMA, UFC, and he won, but the Marine Corps wouldn't cut him, wouldn't let him go. So it was like if I submit this video and I go there, I'd just be wasting their time and knowing the Marine Corps wasn't gonna let me go, especially since my next contract expiration was in 2018.
So you're active still?
I am active.
How long are you gonna be active still?
Well, so my next contract ends in 2018. That would put me at about 9 years in. And I think from there, it would be either I'm gonna make it a career and retire at 20, or that would be the time where I thank you for getting that.
Well, I think it's perfect timing what you're doing. I mean, that's quite amazing, man. I'm a late bloomer. I started at 36, and it's pretty, something that wrestling school wasn't as popular here as it is now.
Right.
And it was just like maybe one or two. It was all in Sun Valley and somewhere out in the valley. But for me, destination was like a big thing for me. David, you want to crack up? I can see you grinning. Right now.
He's smiling.
Whenever it comes to my career, he starts choking up.
If he calls it a career.
Career, as I say. Career.
What y'all thinking on it, man?
It was a hobby, but then I was thinking of making it a career. But then I'm just like, you know what? I'm not. It's already times changing.
Hates people.
Pretty much.
Hates square things. Things are square. He hates that. He hates that.
You need like one of those. Yeah.
Has your family gone to see you wrestle? I mean,
My dad.
mom, dad, or
Not my mom, my dad. He was out here from one of my actually in March. He came and saw me wrestle for the tag team titles in SoCal Pro, and then he was out here in July for the Del Mar Fair we wrestled. He got to see me wrestle. He sees all my DVDs, but he actually see me live twice.
and what does he?
He loves it. He gets all into it. He gives heat to the he be all up in. And sometimes he'll joke about it. He's like, they better not beat you, or I'm gonna run up in that ring. I'm gonna interfere. I'm gonna grab the chair. I'm like, man, you know what you talking about, possibly.
Part of the entourage.
How many LimeLight shirts does he have?
He has everyone that's came out so far. Everyone
He wears it every day. Huh?
he wears it. And man, it's funny because like when I first went to Marine Corps, it was all Marine Corps t-shirts, man. And now it's all LimeLight t-shirts, And so yeah, he's real supportive, man. That's my
kind
hero.
of like the Diageo's father, very supportive.
So this one's for your brother.
That's my little brother,
Your little brother right here.
Justin.
Do your friends know he wrestles, or you don't really talk about it?
Not really.
No. They don't. Do they like wrestling?
Some of them do.
Will you
yeah.
brag about him if he gets to WWE?
I'm pretty sure they'll know.
Well, they won't know he's your brother. Some people. I mean, would you go out there and say, "Hey, that's my brother right there"?
Sure.
He's a man of few words. I'm a good guy.
Don't be asking for some compliment.
Yeah, he brags about me now.
You brag about him now.
He's been to almost every one of my shows.
I would if I were you, man. This is day one, man.
I'll be like, look, I'll tell you right now, if I were you, next time, and he gets signed to WWE, you better tell me, look, for last time I came, you didn't take me to Disneyland, you better take my ass to Disneyland. All right.
But you know what?
Why,
Like
you
were
brag
saying-
about him?
What?
Do you brag about him?
Nah.
No?
God, what? Dude, this is your
It's
entourage.
all-
Forget them.
I know you guys are
You know you guys are fired.
You guys are fired.
I'll be there tonight. Take my big sign.
Now accepting new applications.
I was gonna say, how come you don't get him involved with the game as a manager?
When I first started training originally, we was in my garage because I have a dojo in my garage
Alright.
because I'm a martial arts instructor in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
So I go there, have people come train and all that stuff like that, and we was rolling around the mats and just pretending.
Hold on, before you say it, no one even knows his name. On the
Nicholas.
show. Nicholas.
End up. Introduce yourself, man.
End up.
Oh,
End up. Nicholas Wiggins.
All right, thank you.
End
It's
up.
because everybody was probably like, who are they talking about?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that's my homie, man. My daughter's godfather right there. And I was like, man, you should just come do it with me, man. I don't want to do it by myself. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, Be my battle buddy. That's what we call it. The military. I was like, just come be my battle buddy, man. He's like, yeah. I had this dope idea for a finisher, and like he did something to me, and it hurt so much. And I was like, dude, don't do that ever again, unless it's on somebody else. And he just ended up, not following up with it. And he's busy.
Yeah.
And what was the finisher? You gotta describe it to me.
I don't even remember it.
The submission.
Yeah, it was a submission.
Yeah.
Put it on the butcher.
When we're off the air, you're gonna do the move on the
Dude,
butcher. You don't want to wrestle at all?
I thought about it. I watched it ever since I was young too. So my favorite wrestler was Shawn Michaels, Wu Chin music. Still do that every day.
He walks by,
Random people.
walking out Walmart, just slapping.
Not the mailman.
Walks in McDonald's, that'd be $17.50 fair.
Well, how about your mom? She just doesn't want to go out and
My
watch
mom
it?
is here right now in California, and she was supposed to come with us tonight.
And what happened?
She kind of bailed.
She's like, forget you, I'm going shopping.
Yeah. She's with my wife and my daughter, so they're gonna
You
do
got
women things.
You know, your show today, that pay's going down.
Yeah.
You might as well just hand it over to them.
Yeah, here you go. Everything you get spent.
So when you started training, were you surprised how hard it was compared to what you see on TV, or were you expecting it easier?
I didn't even know what to expect, but I don't want to sound like arrogant or nothing like that. But like the cardio and stuff like that to me was easy. You know.
Right.
Well,
I mean, it should be.
yeah, you're fresh
yeah.
right in from boot camp.
Yeah, so like, you know, I've been doing this extreme training like that and for so long. That portion was easy, but everything else that, you know, I didn't even think the ring hurt that much. Like, you know, hitting that, I didn't think that hurt. I didn't know how much time you actually had to put into it to understand the psychology and everything behind it. And it took me a while to adjust to that portion of it. I would say, you know, like everybody can just go out there and, you know, think they know, oh, I'm gonna do this move or I'm gonna do this, and then you actually go do it and you're like, you know, there's a lot more that goes into this stuff. And so
I mean, when you when you watch it on TV, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've never disrespected sport like saying it's fake, because I've met certain guys. But you know, some guys go in there and thinking, oh, it's fake. It's not gonna hurt as much. Did you have that mentality, like, oh,
to be honest,
it's not real?
When I was, yes, I did. I'm guilty. I'm one of those guys. I was like, man, wrestling is fake. You know, it's an act. You know, after I got older, I used to really think it was real, and then I got older. Everybody in school, man, that's just fake. Why do you watch it? You know. So it kind of like killed it for me. And then going to I'm like, man, what's the worst that can happen?
Right.
Shit is fake. You know, we go out there, we put on a show. And then when I got there, I took my first chop, and I was like, holy shit, this shit is real.
Don't worry, don't hold it back.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, then my first bump, and I was like, man, there's a lot, you know, there's a lot more that goes into this stuff, and it actually does.
What was the worst thing or pain that you felt your first day? Was it the chop or the bump?
The bump. The bump. Taking my first bump.
It's so hard to land on.
Did your neck get kind of like all stiffed up?
Yeah,
kind of
and you know
the
what?
neck
You know,
always gives out first.
You know what else hurt it? Running the ropes.
Yes.
Those ropes. I had a
Your
bruise.
bruises.
Yeah, I had some bruises. It took a while to get adjusted. I was like, holy.
But the funny thing is, you get used to it after.
Yeah, now I don't notice it, but I had like the first week or so, like I had bruises on my back, my neck was sore, like.
Technically, he's got like these 3 lines of calluses on his back.
Not even. It was just the middle rope and the top rope.
You know what? Looking at it, because I remember Pacific Mania, I didn't think the ropes were that bad. And when you feel them and you feel how
Stiff.
tight they are, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's cable wire. It's
Yeah.
cable wire.
Surrounded by
It's
padding.
stiff,
And the thing is that when they tighten it, they have to like put a certain adjustment.
so that you can jump off of them.
Yeah, but if it's super tight and you're just going at it, it hurts.
Especially if you're hitting it hard, like you want to go out there and obviously run them better than everybody else, and you hit them hard, and you got more bruises on your back.
I was gonna be a wrestler.
That hurted a lot.
Never mind. I think I'll just stay managing. Be a manager on for hire, by the way.
Sounds good.
Just know me.
But you know, see, you offered the same
Don't worry about that.
deal to Max. So I mean, how special should I feel? You know?
Yeah.
I heard
I'm
you
trying to
pop
win your brother over here because I you know, he got a little upset at my comments earlier. So, Max, I'm sorry, I'm going to dump you. I'm changing clients. Whoever wins today, that's who I'm going with.
Max, I'm gonna punch you in your snot box today. It's done.
It's
I'm
a
like one
shitty
of those- I'm like
manner.
those women.
This is a potential manager.
Yeah.
It's not a good,
I'm like
not a
those-
good month for
I'm
Max.
like-
Yeah,
I'm like those women, you know, they only go with the winners.
it's true.
Ah,
There's a lot like
the
that.
gold digger. but
Whoever
still,
makes the
you
most
could be
money, that's
dumping
what I'll
time to
manage.
him.
I have the dumb butcher, he only makes $5 a match.
Oh
I
god.
thought he paid to play.
There he goes again.
He
What?
Paid to play.
He pays them $5 to be on the show.
Paid to play.
Yeah, but you know what? If I get paid that money, he wants to be beside me so he can get exposure.
Hey, whatever gets me.
That's what that's how the females are.
You know what? That's true.
Hey, you know what? He
Gold
does.
digging
He
bitch.
just got me
yeah.
back.
So you're calling David a ring rat?
He's
I'm a ring rat.
He's a
Ring
ring
rat.
rat.
I'm a ring rat. Damn it.
Gold digging bitch.
Who was your first match against? If you
Mike Camden.
Guess it's present.
How was it?
I actually debuted at the Rumble in Oceanside, and then my first one-on-one match was for the Golden State Championship against Mike Camden. And that dude is awesome. He is awesome, and he really coached me through it, and it flowed really well, and he's great, man.
How was it? Butterflies and stuff? Nervous?
You know, I was nervous the whole week. We had the whole social media thing going, and everybody was, oh yeah, I can't wait to go see these guys go at it, or whatever. And I was nervous, but when I heard my music play and I came to that curtain, it was just like.
Sorry to interrupt right now, but David, can you please tell your fans to not to be so rude when you come in? And there she is coming in here right now.
Still one more fan than you have.
Oh,
The one is too.
got him! Got him!
You see, I got a joke. I got a joke.
You're funny looking as well, but go on.
Sounds good. I feel like I'm back in,
Anyways,
like, 5th grade again.
Right.
so you've been wrestling how long now professionally?
Since my first one-on-one match was in
December of
2014.
So what's been your favorite match so far?
with B-Boy.
B-Boy?
Yeah, that one. And last month I had a tag match with me and Tommy Wilson against SoCal Crazy and Ricky Mandel. That was dope too.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Man, you
So
pretty
that
much
was
made
really
it.
Wow.
Come on,
I'm
you're
gonna say-
wrestling some of the top names already.
I am honored, like
SoCal Crazy, that's one of them.
he's awesome, man. I actually had a one-on-one match with him at the Del Mar Fair as well. Yeah, he can, man. He's actually one of the trainers at SoCal Pro School. So
Where is SoCal?
It's San Diego, right? It's Jeff Dino.
Jeff Dino, yeah, it's
that's a great guy.
yeah, awesome dude. The school is in Escondido, and the shows are at the Boys and Girls Club in Oceanside, right there off Mission by the beach.
How stiff is B-Boy?
It's good. It was nice and cozy. It was nice and
Do you
cozy.
like it being that stiff? Or
I do. I mean,
Did you expect it?
I did.
Okay.
And he's one of those guys. You have to give him that. And so, getting in there with him and feel, I think that's how I feel like it should be. People are there to watch. What they came to watch. Like a lot of people say, like the majority of people know it's fake already. They just want you to prove to them it's not. And when people are like really lazy with it, or not putting the oomph into it, it's just I feel like you're killing it.
There's
Like,
nothing worse than a phoned-in match.
yeah, and it's just like
And
I'd
B-Boy
rather-
takes a lot of pride in
yes, he
making
does
it look
exactly.
as real
And
as possible.
We went for 24 minutes, and it was the longest match I've
Oh,
had
wow.
so far.
Whoa.
The longest match. The crowd was into it the entire time, and I learned so much from just that. It felt like an hour, but
Right.
I learned a lot in there with him.
How do you, knowing that you've already wrestled somebody like B-Boy, because B-Boy is one of the biggest names on the indie scene.
Yes.
And and especially from California. How do you feel knowing that you've accomplished that in just, what?
Short period of time.
Yeah, in such a short period of time.
It's your first match. You're talking like, 9 months?
Yeah, it's 9 months. Yeah. Some guys go 2-3 years before they actually even get a match against them. You got it within 9 months.
It's humbling. It's awesome. It's when I went before I started having my matches, and I seen him wrestle. I see some of these guys that I've already wrestled, and I'm like, wow, these guys are dope. These guys are awesome. And being in there with these guys like B-Boy and SoCal Crazy and Tommy Wilson, Ricky Mandel, is awesome because like some people put those guys on their dream, their list of guys they want to wrestle, and I've already done that, So what's next? Guys like Paul London, Lil Cholo, those are the guys I'm like looking forward to now, and it makes me feel like I'm doing something right, like I'm either I'm doing really good or people are just really giving me a chance, or maybe it's both. And I'm thankful for that.
You like to be heel or face?
Oh man,
Because I can see you as a major good heel.
Yeah, I love being a heel. Originally, I was a heel, Tommy Wilson. And it's funny because he was like, man, you look like a Puerto Rican Mayweather. And so, no smoke.
That's what I thought.
My character was a rip-off Puerto Rican Mayweather. And I would run around the ring, and I would do all that jazz, and people hated me. I wore these really short shorts that were all flamboyant looking, and so everybody just... And I was arrogant.
You just left him a bad image in his head. Look at
I
that.
know. He just
design
said me like
things.
nut huggers. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Thank you.
nut huggers.
What you be liking my pictures?
Thank you, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like Randy
Nice
Orton.
booty.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, I prefer being the heel, but
Yeah, it's out of nowhere.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah,
But
like, I'm
the
Randy
fans caught on to me and started cheering for me, so I was like,
He's
maybe I
like-
should just be
Well,
back.
you know what? Fans like heels now.
And I think that's because what they see on TV is the heels are more fun to watch nowadays.
Yeah.
Guys
The
like
bad guy's always good.
Yeah.
Oh, hell
You
yeah.
go to
Seth
a favorite movie, you
Rollins,
want to see
Kevin
the bad
Owens,
guy
all
in a
these bad
superhero
guys.
movie.
I mean, and even in like exactly superhero movies, you go there to see the bad guy. Like I was super pissed when Dr. Doom wasn't as badass as he was in the comic books. I felt gypped. I didn't even care that the movie sucked. I was like, Dr. Doom didn't,
Yeah. Well, it's like Batman, right?
Yeah, like the Joker.
The Joker. Jack Nicholson played
Yep.
the Joker.
He played the
in
gangster.
movie.
Everybody always want to see the bad guy.
Yeah, that's how it is now. It's like everything is changing. People want to vote for the bad guy.
You know what? You've got this entourage here.
I
I
do.
told you off the air. I mean, that's the perfect way to get the heel heat, get back into that Mayweather
Just have
character.
people coming out with me.
Yeah,
I originally would like to have
Group
a
of
dozen hot chicks
yeah. Well, I don't
and,
know.
and
man.
entourage t-shirts.
I got a room back here for you if you get divorced.
Oh,
Because we got another hot
man.
chick.
She knows all of
Is she
it.
Puerto Rican?
She's Mexican.
Oh, then you're okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
She was Salvadorian or Puerto Rican, then you're fucked.
Disclosure if you're listening.
I'm just throwing it out there. Salvadorian. No offense to
Evelise was
Salvadorian.
looking at you kind of pissy there.
What was your original idea? Having all these hot chicks with the entourage shirt and
that would be my ideal. You know, come to the ring with a bunch of girls and just have them all stand around the ring and just like clap for me with little like UFC girl boxing outfits, just, like holding up signs for me and everything. Just nobody in the crowd, just dumb around the ring
I
holding signs.
dig it
up.
already.
I like it.
Just vote and everybody.
I
would
think you
hate
should
it.
do that today. Against Max.
Just go across, look for some chicks on LA.
Just go down, drive
Print
down.
out his banner mates like that. Have him like
Come be part of my entourage.
Is this Huntington Park? Is it
Yeah,
like-
we have some on Long Beach Boulevard. Don't worry.
He's the one in the bin.
So
So
how
what?
did you?
Oh yeah, it's funny. We was driving up here and there was a super hot old chick in a Bentley.
Old chick. super
Like
hot
I would say probably like what 44, 45.
Yeah, easy. I'm
super
43.
hot old chick who's 40. What are you, 12?
Yeah.
What are you freaking hot old?
I'm walking. I'm
old.
He offended
I'm
me.
46.
I'm offending you right now.
I was gonna say cougar, but I didn't want to use that.
That's
term.
good.
Okay,
That's
better.
I said super hot cougar in a 2015 Bentley. I drive a pretty nice car. I got a 2015 Camaro, and I'm driving, and she's pulled up next. Come on, hold on, let me finish the story. So she pulls up next to us, and we start looking at her. We just playing around. My homie, Nick's over here, like throwing her signs, and he puts the windows down. She starts feeling all like, these young kids or whatever. I could only imagine what was going through her mind.
Making her day.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Making them moist.
You need that cover your ears.
We get there rolling the window down. She rolls her window down. We're like, yo, give us a call, He's like, we going to a wrestling match tonight, come. So
You
she's
did
all-
that?
No,
Oh.
Nick. Yeah, Nick.
I have seen him do that.
Yeah.
He's probably like this.
He's in the background. He was covering his face though, so I don't want no part of this.
Really? Come
Can't
on.
take this guy anywhere.
She starts laughing. She's like, "Oh my god!" And it's funny because from there I'm like, "Yeah, give him a call." We start throwing this down, but she's like, "No." I'm like, "All right." Like I give her the signs, like, "Let's floor this bitch. Let's see what." So I push the Camaro. I get to like 95, and she just boom, and she just ghosts me, and I'm like, I'm like, holy shit. She had to have like a V, because I was doing like 95, so I could only imagine how fast her Bentley went from 65 to like. I just told her, hey dog, I'm dumping this now. I want a Bentley. She kept getting slow. So then we finally caught me, she slowed down. It's like she smoked us and let us catch up to us. So she like slows down, we catch up, and she's like, okay, I'm like, she broke my heart a little.
She probably was like, when you can catch up to me,
Yeah,
come
then
talk to me.
I was trying to hook Nick up, man. Give him a nice little lady to spoil him.
Now when you get a real car.
You just lost your cougar.
Yeah, man. Trying to get
Cougar
her
or MILF is one
She
of
could have
them.
bought you one, man. Like,
I know how you feel when you say, making them moist, because I have that problem, every time I see
Oh,
women.
Jesus Christ. It's because they're crying.
tears down their face. It's funny, you guys laugh.
You know what?
You know what? I feel I got the night off right now.
Yeah.
We're getting ripped here.
You know what?
This is entertaining.
Anyways, back to our guest, okay?
We tried to make it about you. All right. Just brought you back to reality.
You're off the managing list now.
Oh.
Max, I'm going back to you.
You gonna be there tonight?
I might just have to, and just accidentally trip somebody in the ring. And
Boom. Just finish it from there. That's the finish. There it is.
So,
My cousin Vinny.
Trip of doom.
I'll give you 20 if you trip him, okay? Slide you a 20 right there. I'll take you. I'll take you to Disneyland if you
The way
trip
he's
his
looking at
ass.
you, he doesn't like you very much.
I'll take him to damn Disneyland.
I can imagine the thoughts running through his mind. He's just being polite. He doesn't
Oh
want-
yeah, he's gonna give me
I'm
a
just,
earful.
no, I ain't going with
Yeah.
you to Disneyland. I'll
Fuck
just
that
drop
fat
you off
guy.
at Disneyland.
You call me fat. No.
He's looking at you like you're Jared, man.
Yeah, take it back.
Oh man, I seen this funny meme. It was like Jared likes his women like he likes his subs 6 to 12.
Now he doesn't know if we're talking about me or him.
You know what? I sure hate to sit right there because the way he's like.
I know. Give me that look.
What's that Kermit the Frog song? Sit my woman.
So how did you get involved with UEW?
All right, so I've been wrestling at SoCal Pro for a while, and that's my home. So I wanted to start getting other exposure, wrestling with other guys. And so I contacted a lot of people. I contacted AWS, CWF, FCW, AWF is it from AWS?
AWS is the one, right?
Yeah, and then the one in Arizona, I think it's AFW.
AFW.
Yeah. So I started just reaching out to everybody at UEW, and the first person that got back to me was UEW, and they was like, send me some of your stuff, and we'll see, And I sent Andre some of my stuff, and he was like, yeah, we'd like to have you. We're gonna have you with Diageo. I was like, I'm down. It was awesome. Get to go wrestle somebody else. Went over there, and they loved me, and I've been reoccurring ever since. So I feel thankful for that. I just want to thank Andre and UEW for.
How long have you been with UEW?
Since June.
Since June?
Yes.
Now they're coming up pretty big. Right
Yes.
now.
UEW, I mean, they're starting to come a long way because now they're exposing more young talent out there.
They are.
And it wasn't like that because everybody has like their own little
Roster and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
so
But it's awesome because they're really looking for new, up and coming, basically underground talent to get out there, and help elevate. They have a really good finish line, I would say, like where their mind is, what they picture UEW being, and
But it's brilliant. I
it
kind of like
is.
where you're taking
And
it
I
now.
feel
It's
awesome
really
to
good.
be part of that. Considering the fact that all the talent they bring, they're like B-boy, famous B, all these guys, and they still want me there. It makes me feel.
Well, I mean, like I told you earlier, I mean, you've accomplished something that a lot of guys haven't accomplished in that thing. So apparently they're going to keep you there because you've earned some respect in the business. I mean, I've seen guys that message or mention you that I wouldn't even think because you're so fresh to the scene that knew you, and apparently you're getting known out there.
I'm the social media god, man.
Yeah,
I'm the social media
He already
guy.
got his camera ready.
and that's really, I mean, honestly, man,
market
it's
yourself.
the social, network marketing.
Man.
I see your gimmick.
It does wonders.
That's what I do for a living.
I see your gimmick as a little bit of, like you said, the Mayweather, but I also see a little bit of Miz.
Yeah, funny. Some of my moveset is based off the Miz. I am a huge fan of the Miz. I like the the whole money maker, the way he portrays himself. He'll say anything on that microphone, and to me it's entertaining. And
Right.
I love seeing everything he does, his outfit, the way he comes out and carries himself. He doesn't care what anybody thinks.
And the good thing is he's not even destroying his body as much anymore.
No, he's not.
He's wrestling smart.
Yeah.
He's creative.
He's already done so much in the business, and when I first seen the Miz, I was like, I wouldn't think that guy would be walking out WrestleMania champion.
And interacting with The Rock, right?
Yeah.
I mean, main evented.
Yeah, and he won.
Think about it. Miz does. Punk never did.
That's true.
Yeah. Wow.
In my opinion, Miz is the only entertaining thing on Tough Enough. I mean, I don't want to give other people like that. He pretty much doesn't. I mean, he makes it. I want Byron Sucks and gone, and I want Miz back on doing everything because it sucks.
He just has a I don't give a fuck attitude.
And he's awesome, and I love it, and it's appealing to me. And the same thing,
And I think
that's what I'm attracted to.
That's what pretty much a lot of people. It's the same thing, and I want to bring politics. It's like Donald Trump. Look how things are.
And I had this debate with my wife. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump fucking wins. I really wouldn't. The way he's carrying himself, and he's out there.
I find a way to bring Trump in, Alice. I'm not sure.
I just had to. I'm sorry. All right.
So if you do, let me know. I want an autograph. Tell Donald Trump to get his camera ready. So,
I was going to ask you now, have you wrestled back at home in New York? Or?
I have not. It's funny because one of my homies, he grew up across the street from me, and he got into wrestling, and he was doing it over there in Gleason's gym and all these other places in New York, and we had lost contact, and then somehow he found my like page on Facebook. He's like, dude, what's up, Little D? Like, Little D. That's bad.
Better explain that.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Second you said it,
Yeah.
you better
You
explain
got
that.
yourself back for me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Little D.
That was bad.
Right.
Hey, it's all truth right here. So, anyways, he's like, yo, D, what's up, man? Freaking, I see you doing this thing, and I'm so proud of you, man. And next time you come out here, let me know. I would love to, put you in contact with one of my peoples, and that would be awesome to be able to, next time I go home, on leave in the Marine Corps, bring my gear and hopefully get to wrestle in New York and have all my family that's from New York there.
How awesome would that be? I mean,
That would be
must
dope.
Some good promotion out there.
There's a lot of
BTW's out there. Family Entertainment Wrestling, FEW.
Are you looking forward to wrestling in New York?
I am.
That's gonna be like, especially in
That's
the
a whole-
That would be, yeah, you know, like, and it's because, like, you know, out here they introduced me from the Williamsburg section of Brooklyn, New York. And it's like, everybody here's from California, you know, up and down this West Coast area, so I'm the oddball out, you know, I'm like, so to finally be home and hear them say from Brooklyn, New York, and then the Brooklyn crowd and New York people, and I think that would be like a little thing to check off my.
You know what the funny thing is that there's some indie shows until this day they don't introduce where you're coming from. They just introduce your name and that's it. But I like the whole package, the way where you come
Yeah,
from.
that's what that's weighing in at blah blah
You get a better
blah.
connection doing it
Yeah.
that way.
But I know there's a few that's not.
165 pounds, chiseled to perfection.
Little D.
Got him!
That's right.
You gonna milk that one.
That's right. I'm gonna tweet that today. Don't use that, Max.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why you said you have a little D.
I have a quick question. Limelight. Why Limelight?
Oh man, it's funny. My original name was gonna be Live Lewis. My middle name is Lewis.
Oh,
So it was gonna be Live Lewis because I had that idea of being out there, like.
right.
So the only thing was, I didn't think it would be as catchy. And now that I look back and I'm like, thank God, I'm not Live Lewis. And I was like, you know, my first name is Daniel. I was like, you know, Danny, something Danny. You know, I was actually training with Drew Diz, who's also up and coming in SoCal Pro, a very talented wrestler. He was like, man, I see you, man. I think of, you know, bright lights, New York City. You know, you want to rep from there. The whole Live Lewis is kind of stale. Like, what about LimeLight? I was like, fuck, that's dope. That is me, like, you know, DannyLimelight, and it just flew. Like, it
And
was,
don't take this offensive, but it kind of reminds me of a soda can.
you know, they have the Lamaritas. That's what they, you know, no crap.
Reminds me of
People-
an alcoholic drink. Go ahead.
Yeah, the what, Smirnoff Limelight.
Yeah.
Yeah, people was like giving me heat for that, like, Lamarita. Like, they were calling me in the crowd, Lamarita. I was like, here we go.
That's what you want,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. That's the goal. So I'm like, that's good.
How about wrestling in Puerto Rico?
I never even.
Would that be,
I never even been to Puerto Rico.
Well, that would be.
That would be awesome.
That'd be
too.
great.
My cousin, from my father's side, he wrestles, but he's a luchador.
Okay.
So he's been doing it for years now, like wrestling in Puerto Rico. And he's been championships after championships and champ. Nigga hit on like, oh yeah, papi, what's up? Let me get over there. But that would be dope.
Yeah. You know who would be really good to see a good match with? Seville Thrill.
Everybody calls us twins.
Right. Well, you guys have a little
Chris,
resemblance. Yeah.
Yes, he's Puerto Rican. He's loud. He's out there as well. He's I'm a really big fan of Seville. And when I first made my UEW debut, Ricky's cousin. I was like, how am I gonna get away from that? But I've been telling everybody for a while, man. Me and Seville 1-on-1, or me and Seville as a heel team,
That'd be great.
make it happen. Me and Seville. Anybody listening? Me and Seville as a tag team. Let's do it.
Seville, I'll be your manager.
Once he gets his
I'll bring
fixed.
I'll bring the Puerto Rican flag too.
Once he recovers, I hope he has a speedy recovery.
Yes.
Me and Seville, heel tag team.
Now, in the 9 months that you've been wrestling, yes, we have an ambulance right now. In the 9 months you've been wrestling, what's been the highlight so far for you?
I don't know. I think the first time I curb stomped Tommy Wilson. I call it the close up. And I was laid out, he went for a moonsault, he moved. And the crowd went nuts. I got up, and when I hit him with it, there was my boy, he had recorded a match, and I could just watch him record it. Oh, like, he thought it was done. Like, that right there was awesome. And it felt good, and then I started incorporating it more and more and more. But I think to date right now would be, after my match with B-Boy, he grabbed the microphone, and he started, if you know B-Boy, he's not much of a talker on the microphone. He just started putting me over, like talking about, you know, to me that was awesome. You know, hearing somebody who, like you guys say, is a legend out here and is well known, having heard those words come from him, to me, I was like, man, I'm doing something right. And I can see myself getting to where in my mind I want to be. So, some people don't know, I haven't won a match. So right now I believe my tally count at SoCal Pro is 0-16. I'm 0-3 at UEW and 0-1 at FCW. So, that's like
That's
almost
for the first.
All right. I got the
No.
you need me to manage you.
Oh!
God
So it's like-
wishy-washy than Big Show.
I'm
I'm
inspired by Big Show, thank you.
Hey, I actually met Big Show 1 year ago today at
Oh.
at Del Mar.
Well, there you go. See,
And
it's
his
meant-
fist like the size of your head.
Well,
You got a big
you're
fucking
talking
head.
about that head, right? You,
I'm done.
thank you.
I'm done.
Thank you. I usually don't brag, but come on, thank you.
Oh, goodness.
You see this?
Now we're going back to
This
the
is your
football
friend?
thing again.
Never mind.
He's talking about the Smurfs.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
ask you. You know what? Going back to your childhood, you said you were a little bit of a troublemaker.
Yes.
Okay. How does the How does the
Finding
Marine?
emo.
I'm not the one with the little D name.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. And
What's your
And
nickname?
I haven't been butchered.
I don't know why you look at me.
What's my nickname? My nickname was Twinkie.
No need.
Twinkie.
That's even better.
Twinkie.
Great.
I can't say why they call me Twinkie because we have young people here, but just know it has something to do with cream. And
So you like the cream in the Philly?
that's because when you put me in your mouth, I fill you with cream.
We get the idea.
Oh, my
Jeez.
God.
All right, goodness. That was.
He likes it. Look at that. All right. Anyway.
And by him, he's not talking about me. Disclaimer.
No, but seriously, as a troublemaker, I mean the Marine Corps, because we have some people that are troublemakers now in school. How has it changed you?
Some of them
And how's
wrestling
wrestling?
So what?
Some on wrestling stores.
Yeah. How has wrestling and the Marine Corps and then wrestling has helped you with like discipline and
Marine Corps, I think. Nick knew me at my worst. I was really bad. I was really, man, I can't even explain it, but I think the Marine Corps helped me a lot as far as the discipline and knowing where there's a time and place for things. I think wrestling is helping me understand the being humble part, because I like to be outgoing. I feel like there's no reason why I can't be confident, borderline arrogant. You know what I'm saying? As long as I don't cross that line. But learning there's a time and place to shoot my shit, talk my shit, and act out is something that's helping me. Wrestling's helping me with around, especially when you go to the locker room with guys that have been doing it for so long. Walking in there thinking you're the shit is probably not the best impression you want to make. So wrestling's helping me with that. Marine Corps got me on the whole discipline, knowing left and right.
look back and thank God that you went to the Marine Corps and
Absolutely. My little brother, we used to do some stupid things. I would drag him around everywhere. I was like, you know what? If he's with me, my parents don't know what we're doing. They don't think, we would go, we would ride bikes, we would do all this, break into like stores and like take, dumb knucklehead crap that kids shouldn't be doing, and I would drag him into all that shit all the time. And so now that I look back, I wasn't a role model for my brother. I wasn't a role model for my sister. And now I look back, I'm like, thank God I joined the Marine Corps because it got me away from all that. It got me away from all those kids I used to hang out with that doing the same shit they were doing before, smoking, joking, getting girls pregnant and stuff like that, and being over here surrounding myself with people like Nick, my wife, my daughter, and that's another thing. I have a daughter now, so I cannot even play like that anymore because, do I really want to be the guy that's not there for her, So I think that's.
I have a question for your brother, and I'm just curious. I mean, everything that he's saying right now, how do you feel about where he's at right now, what he's accomplished?
Oh, I'm proud of him, really. Looking back, like comparing what he would have been if he wouldn't have joined the Marines and compared to what he is now, it's amazing.
how's the relationship between you guys? I mean, between you and your siblings, like.
I was not the best sibling when I was younger. My brother Justin had a really good relationship with my sister Ruby, and I was always out by myself, doing whatever I wanted to do. Didn't really take them into consideration and stuff like that. But now I feel like I talk to my sister on a daily basis. I hit him up every once in a while. We talk. He's in school, trying to get him to stay focused on that stuff like that. So I feel like our relationship's way better now than it was 6 years ago when I joined. So that's something I'm proud about. I know it's something my family's proud about. So.
Well, I'm gonna give you some advice on the air. No joking around. Every time you talk to them, even if you don't have time, I would just, like brother, sister, mom, dad, text them and say, hey, I love you. That's it. Because, I always see
It's important.
It's important because you never know. I make sure for your daughter too, as a father, all of us here, that every time I leave my house, I always say to my 3 boys, hey, love you, love you, love you. That's the last thing I say when I leave because you never know, when you're gonna see them again. And
I don't do that enough, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
But from experience, my dad scared the crap out of me one day. He didn't wake up he woke up really late one morning, and I thought he was done. And I regretted not saying. I got scared because I didn't say, "Oh, hey, Dad, love you. See you tomorrow." That's the one day I didn't say it. So every day, I say make sure to say it.
Yeah,
That's
I
why I
appreciate
say, yeah,
that.
because you never know, and God forbid, knock on wood, something happens. But at least you'll know you love them, and vice versa.
Todd, I don't get those messages.
Yeah, we got a little too emotional just now.
But you know what?
Testosterone.
You know what? It always happens because it always goes up and then it brings down. And that's,
But now another serious
It's like I need a
question:
nap now.
how being a dad though?
Want to be Dr. Phil here?
Yeah, well, Judge Judy.
Judge Judy. Yeah.
Being a dad, how has that changed you? Also, how
I'll let Nick answer that question.
how has it
Let's
changed?
get
How has it
Nick
changed
out
you
here,
being a
man.
dad?
I tell you like this. We used to go out a lot. Did a lot of things, hotel parties, clubs. Now he's more at home. Parenting his wife, his daughter, his family. We have fun every now and again, but it's not as much as we used to do. But he's evolved as a person, and he's just changed. He's become a better person.
It's amazing how kids can change you, isn't it?
She's my world,
Yeah.
man.
How hard is it for you to leave home though when you have to go like today? Maybe you want to spend a little Saturday with her, but now you have to come and.
It's hard, man, because
For
like
sure.
I said, doing everything I already do, I barely see her. She was actually on vacation. She went to New York July 7th to visit my mom, my dad, my brother, my sister, and she was there for a whole month. She just got back Tuesday. So she was gone for over a month, and I was like, I got to see her. She came home from the airport, and she was all like, Dad, baby talk. I'm pretty sure she was saying, get your cameras ready, Dad. But she ran at me and stuff like that, and it's awesome. And then it was my first weekend with her back. Yesterday we had a barbecue with the family from my wife's side of the family, and having everybody there was cool. And then today I'm like, I want to watch cartoons with her. But I had to get a haircut. I had to go, hit the gym real quick.
You feel honored, man. You took some time to do your podcast.
Yes, I really do.
I'm honored. I appreciate you guys.
No. When I heard you were in the Marine Corps, I was like, we have to make sure it's good because, I know you're a busy guy. I even thought the same way he did, which was, man, how does he find time to do all this stuff? And he's a dad, new dad, because she's only, 16 months?
16 months. A year. She's a year.
A year.
Yeah, we had
A
this
year and a half.
a year and a half, right? And everybody hates when you say, oh yeah, but my kid is 48 months old. Like,
We're going to have to talk about military hours too while we're at it.
yeah.
16 months and we got
48.
Oh, 300.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't done it yet. Are you waiting to take her to Disneyland? If you haven't done
She already been there.
Oh.
We took her for New Year's.
Oh, I bet you were excited,
Yeah,
right?
it was awesome. She
Who
was
had more
loving the
fun, you or
characters.
her?
I think my wife. I think my wife had more fun.
Let me take a pic. She's gonna take a picture of me.
She gets in every picture.
So today you have a match with Max X.
Max X.
Now is it gonna be a hardcore match? Is it gonna be a
No, it's gonna be a
qualification?
wrestling match. I am gonna show Max how to wrestle.
Oh!
He is a backyard wrestler, and I'm gonna teach him how to wrestle.
Oh damn!
Yeah, it's going to be a good contest.
I'm gonna take him to school.
He's going to the school, he's going to teach it. Wow. Max.
The entourage coming along?
Yeah, they'll be there.
I have the entourage like that, and when you're done beating his ass, you can sign with an autograph. There you
Put,
go. Put it right on him.
put the picture on his
Right on
chest.
there you go.
You know
For
what?
you. Like that.
I like that. I might put that in my toolbox.
So Max X has been talking a lot of mess, and you've been
Yeah.
talking mess to each other. So I mean, what do you think the match is honestly gonna be?
This is my I don't even know who Max is talking to because he doesn't even have Twitter followers. You know how many followers he has? He has like 200. So who's actually reading these tweets?
I had a hard time, so I had to put your guys' Twitter things on the banners I make. I'm like, there's like nothing. Is this really his?
Yeah, because like it's
There's
nobody
here.
Yeah. But then you go on my Twitter page, everything I saw people see. So it's like, if anything, Max should be thanking me for saying his name on social media.
Yeah.
I'm a social
Max.
media god, so I am actually doing Max a favor. And when I beat him today, I think he'll.
That one.
Great
That would be the first win.
The one and whatever.
I'm the one.
And 0 and 30. 1 and 30.
Hey, but I'm expecting a quick, fast-paced match with a lot of athleticism and
Talking a
agility.
lot of shit, man. That's a
Now, is it a regular match? I mean, is it
It's
scheduled to be a regular
It's
match?
scheduled to be a regular match.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, that little rat wants to freaking.
Oh my goodness. Little rat.
Little
Rat
rap.
to school.
Now you have
A lot of events coming up. I think.
a lot of events coming up.
Yep.
Where can they find you after Today.
August 30th at the Comic-Con convention in Ventura, I will be in a fatal four-way with Espiritu, Daniel Torch, and Greg Hernandez. So that's another person to check off my list, Daniel Torch. From there, on September 4th, I will be at Touch of Hardcore at the Underground Arena, one-on-one with Sean Black in the main event. And then,
Damn, see, he's really good.
And
Oh,
then-
Sean Black. Another name.
yep. And then on the 5th, I'm be at UW again. I don't know who I'm going against. But September 12th in Oceanside, SoCal Pro, I'll be going one-on-one with Ricky Mandel.
Oh, wow.
We're finally going to finish this beef that we had going, so.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Then FCW after that. Speaking
That's
of
in
which,
San Diego, right?
yes, Imperial Beach. Gus just announced, Gus is the FCW booker, just announced a new XRT division, which I'm expecting to be, for guys like me. So I seen the flyer you put up and stuff like that. It got ladders and stuff on it, so I'm interested.
Now that's the show with Chavo, right?
Chavo will be on there October 30th.
And Lil Cholo.
Luke Cholo, Chavo, Paul London, all those guys. So I'll be on that show too.
Hey, maybe you get
One-on-one with Douglas James.
Oh, Douglas James. Hey,
We've been
Douglas
talking-
James.
Douglas James, yeah.
We've been talking a lot. He got a big mouth too, man.
That's gonna be the battle of the big mouth. Is that what you're
Yep.
gonna say?
Social media god versus the big mouth punk from.
What's the worst reaction you've gotten from a crowd? Like, I mean, like, have they hated you to the point where they throw shit at you?
No, I never got anything thrown at me. I would say regularly the worst I got would have been when I first walked into the Underground Arena and I hit the curtain. They was like, "Who the fuck is that?" And I was like, "DannyLimelight, who are you?" You know.
How do you win the crowd over when that happens? I mean,
I just go out there and do my stuff. I try not to even pay. I try to listen to the crowd, but I try not to like whatever they can say whatever they want. They pay tickets, So it's
As long
like
as you're getting a reaction.
yeah, something's coming out of their mouth. That's what I care about. When it's quiet, that's what I'm like.
You're doing it right.
I'm like, oh shit, it's quiet. Let me go jump from the ceiling and fucking do something extravaganza. with it.
any bad injuries so far, or have you been blessed?
I broke my radio bone March 14th at March Madness SoCal Pro. It was me and Ricky Mandel were partners against the Rebel Renegades, Drew Diz, and Joe Gamble. And completely after the match, I got tossed out the ring and I lost my step, tripped on the rope, and I landed and broke my radio bone. But I was told myself, there's no way I'm sitting out, so I wrestled a month later against Ryan Kidd.
How long did it took to heal up?
You and Seville are cousins.
Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
I think the worst part was those first 2 weeks. I couldn't even lift a 5-pound dumbbell. And my wife, she thought it would be cool to go to the gym, so she's currently these 15 pounds, and I'm like trying to lift a 5-pound, but it was bad. But I worked it hard, and another thing was with the Marine Corps, I didn't want the Marine Corps. I didn't want to slow myself down with the Marine Corps, so I had to rush the recovery. But by 3 weeks, I was back in the gym, and then 4 weeks after the injury, I was wrestling again.
Could that be a potential problem for you though, getting injured wrestling? Like with the Marine Corps, like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, this is why we don't want you doing this.
Yes, it could. I mean, if I let the Marine Corps knows I wrestle. Everybody in my command, they know what I'm doing.
Everything the up and up with them.
Yeah,
They,
they know what it is I'm doing. They know where I'm spending my weekends at. They're just happy. They prefer me to be doing that than to be, drinking and driving, I guess.
Right.
But they, so I have to be very careful because another thing, I can't be getting injured. I'm a martial arts instructor in the Marine Corps too, so I can't not be able to train Marines in the Marine Corps because of an injury I suffered somewhere else. So it's something where I'm like gambling in a way, but
They can discharge you.
no, I wouldn't say that.
You know what? There's some wrestlers that won't take a move, certain moves because of the risk involved in it. Do you try to avoid certain moves because of that, what you just said, or do you
Nope.
just?
I think I've took everything somebody everything somebody has said they want to do, I've done it so far.
But
I
the
mean-
match tonight turns hardcore. Would you do it? Have you done a hardcore match?
I have not.
Would you?
SoCal Crazy powerbombed me through 2 chairs, but I mean that's about as.
So we won't see no fluorescent light bulbs tonight. Or...
I hope not. I mean,
First of all, are you against it?
if Max wants to make it a Brooklyn street fight, that'd be something different.
So
You know what
are
I'm
you
saying?
against those fluorescent light bulbs, or I mean, is that something you try to avoid?
Yeah, I'd rather have a regular wrestling contest. I think
Well, before you go involved in that, before you promote that, it's something that
we'll be
it's
talked about.
Exactly.
And it's something that we would definitely have to talk about because again, I mean, if I get hit with a fluorescent light bulb,
They're not gonna destroy
the
your
hazard
head.
and
Yeah.
danger behind that could possibly stop me from being a Marine as well too. So it's something I definitely have to take into consideration. And my wife wouldn't take too fun of it either. She's like, I swear to God, Daniel, if you're jumping off ladders and you're doing this and
Like he's already imagining her.
you imagining my wife? That's how. That's kidding.
Okay, here's a tough question because of the whole Marine Corps. Let's say January comes around
It will.
And
Alright.
of course.
Hopefully.
No,
Survive
that's, you know,
2012.
Yeah.
I mean, well, and you know, you get a call from somebody from WWE saying, "Hey, we want to invite you to NXT. We want to do the training camp and whatever." And you pass, and you know they want to sign you to a contract. How does that affect your contract with the Marine Corps?
I have a obligated committed contract to the United States, to the Marine Corps, to the government, and that comes first. So, I mean, I would hope WWE will understand.
Right.
Like, hey, this guy's in the Marine Corps, he'll be free in 2018. Now, let's say, you know, that happens, and 2018 comes around, WWE's still interested, then I will split, you know, don't hit you with the good Lord splits you. I'll walk from the Marine Corps, but honorably, and then go to WWE. And I would have served my time. I would have done 9+ years in the Marine Corps. I think that's, you know, more than most people do. So, but I mean, again, Marine Corps comes first. So, if WWE does want me with the camp in 2018, then hey, that's a train I missed the bus, you know. So.
Now, PWG, have you done the show yet?
Never been on there.
Is that a goal of yours to get
That would be
on?
tight, pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
That'd be dope. That one, I don't know how, you know, people are inviting me to all these freak shows now and, you know, stuff like that. It's something that I feel, you know, when I watch wrestling on TV, that's not stuff I see.
Yeah.
So I want to have wrestling matches like I see on TV. I don't want to, you know, do too much that.
How do you feel about freak shows?
I mean, I think it's awesome. I see the stuff that they do, you know, and everybody teaches their own, you know. Like, I'm supposed to be doing I'm not supposed to. I'm doing a cancer show at the UEW Underground Arena on October 3rd. I'm going to be dressed as Deathstroke, but it's for cancer.
My buddy Triz is putting
Yeah,
it off.
Triz, yep.
Get off Hitler.
Get
Freaking
off
awesome. Yes.
And
I'll tell you, Sin Bodhi came up with that character, and Triz he freaking flew with it. That is one of my favorite wrestling gimmick characters on the indies right now.
Get off Hitler.
It's fucking hilarious, and he sells it so well. It's just
Yeah, it's his show. He invited me. He told me he wanted me to be Deathstroke, and I was like, hey, it's for lung cancer. I'm all for it. But I don't know if I can see myself dressing as a chicken running around the ring, fighting an octopus. You know, that's something I, you know. But hey, it's entertainment. So I mean, if somebody wanted me there, then that's something I would consider.
Now, would you consider, I don't know what your wife looks like or anything, so don't take this offensive for it. Would you ever, like, let's say she wanted to get involved in wrestling too and say, hey, I want to be your valet, or I want to be a valet.
I don't think that's something that she'd be, like, sometimes she'll joke around, let me be your manager, but it's not something that I can see her putting time into just because, like, if we're both putting all this hours in, who's with the baby, you know, and that's something that I have to thank her for because she's so supportive and she backs me and she picks up that load for me when I'm not there. She'll be at the house, you know, all these hours. Like today, she's gonna be there for 10 hours while I'm gone in LA, spending time with the baby, you know, so that's something, I mean, I think it'd be awesome, you know, or maybe when I win my first championship, bring her into the ring and, like, you know, with my daughter, that's what I envisioned my first championship win being, having my daughter there and her, but her actually getting involved, if she wanted to, I'd support her like she supports me. She actually just started coaching with me now, so that's something that I want to do this with you, so now she's doing it with me. But as far as her getting into wrestling, I don't know if she'd be interested in something. I wish I had that conversation with her.
What's harder, wrestling, Marine Corps, or coaching?
Oh man, I coach Little Rascals, man. I love those kids though. They're
I said coaching.
Yeah, they're 9, 10, 11. They're 9, 10, 11 years old, and I got a good group. I've actually had the same kids for a while now. The parents keep requesting me, and so I have a really good relationship. At first, it was a headache, but now I have a really good relationship with these kids. The Marine Corps is very, very demanding, and wrestling as well. I mean, I think I would say the Marine Corps is probably more harder, and then it would be wrestling and then coaching.
Stressful than coaching, right?
Yes, but I mean it's more stressful, and the Marine Corps is way more stressful.
Really?
Yeah, it's a very demanding job. But I love it. I love putting on a uniform every morning and doing what I do.
If you, I'm gonna put you in fantasy right now. Lucha Underground. Who would you want to? If you were Lucha Underground tomorrow.
That man right there, Prince Puma.
Prince Puma. NXT.
Finn Balor,
Finn Balor. All right. WWE.
Seth Rollins,
And then who's your favorite wrestler?
Randy Orton.
Oh, still Randy Orton.
Oh, my favorite wrestler right now?
Right now in WWE. Lucha
Seth
Underground,
Rollins.
wherever. Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
I'm
My
gonna
favorite
tell
wrestler
Miz
right
you don't like him anymore.
No, I mean Miz. Yeah, Miz is my favorite wrestler. I like him as a character. I like him.
Yeah. Right now.
Let's tell Maurice right now.
Dream match right now. Lucha Underground be Prince Puma.
What is, which usually, I'm surprised, the ultimate goal I mean, besides WWE, is there something else? I mean, we all know WWE is the ultimate goal for everybody. But like, I know you touched on it earlier, but what's the other ultimate goal? Is it New Japan? Is it
Lucha
Lucha Underground?
Lucha Underground, especially because it's right here. I wouldn't want to get ahead of myself and say I know people there, but like I've worked with people. I've worked with Cholo. Well, I haven't worked with Cholo, but I know Cholo and all these guys that I see. Ricky Mandel, Famous B. Those are familiar faces, and I think right now Lucha Underground is probably the hottest thing on TV. It's really drawing that buzz, and I think that'd be somewhere. I think that'd be like a reasonable, logical goal in like a 5 to 10 year span.
I'm gonna tell you like I told Biagio. I don't think you'll ever be a face. You have that gimmick and that vibe as a heel. I think you should stick to the heel. I'm not saying you can't be a face, but
Right,
I think
right now,
I think you're gonna be like, I think you're gonna be Miz.
Yeah.
Where Miz will never, where he's always gonna be disliked, and no matter what, he'll be like when he gets up there.
Yeah.
But I think you should stick to the heel.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
There's more money
Miz is
for you.
WWE champion, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm waiting when I turn that heel hat back on. But as of right now, I'm that underground. I mean, not the underground, that underdog
Yeah.
climbing that uphill battle. So we'll see what happens.
If he's champion, we're going to party, right?
Oh yeah, we're going to the
I'm
club,
invited, right?
VIP.
But why you look at him?
You want these demands?
I'm invited, right?
Get his real entourage.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm waiting for my shirt.
Oh,
I'm
actually,
waiting for my shirt.
I wasn't expecting to get this many people here, but I did bring you guys a shirt. Make one of you guys the official member of the LimeLight entourage.
You're making David moist.
However,
If it's a medium, I will.
it's a large.
It's a large.
It's
You
a
get
large.
Part of the entourage.
Nice.
So it was, I had one shirt. I was like, I'm gonna give it to one of you guys. I thought it was gonna be one person, but
Yeah,
I'm sorry I didn't come
I
over.
find it as a compliment because
You got a market.
he bought me a large and an extra large.
Thank you guys for having
It was
me.
originally for me.
It's already been a hand-me-down already.
see?
Well, tell everybody, let everybody know how they can find you: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Twitter
all that fun
@DannyLimelight, Instagram @Danny_Limelight, and Facebook.com/DannyLimelight. And if you want to purchase a Danny Limelight t-shirt, it's ProWrestlingTees.com/DannyLimelight.
stuff. And make sure you guys go to the UEW.
UEW night,
What time? 7?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And you know the address?
926 Clayla Avenue, Los Angeles, California.
All right. Butcher?
I just want to say thank you, and thanks for what you're doing for our country. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Everybody have their cameras
Get
ready?
your cameras ready.
Cameras ready? Ball for Butcher and our Todd, who would videotape that for us
Thank you,
today.
Todd.
And
Thank you for the flyer.
Tony, I was gonna say Roy. That's not Roy. This is David, and we are. Butcher, you're supposed to say it.
I'm not the female
Ah,
chick.
go to hell.
We're out. There we go. Usually the girls will say,
We are Finito.
Thank you guys.
It wasn't too
I
bad.
do a quick little intro for you. So.
Okay.
The off the camera.